Let's turn our attention, though, to rubbish. Yeah, stop burning waste. One of the 6 messages about our rubbish coming from Surrey's councils, officials saying that the smoke doesn't help people with coronavirus. They also want us to go green, recycling and reusing more of our waste. Let's catch up with Surrey's Environment Councillor, Mike Goodman. Hi, Mike.
Good morning to you, James.
1,000 more tonnes of waste a week in Surrey at the moment, which is hardly surprising because we're all at home.
Yeah, overall, actually, there's been a 23% increase in total waste, which accounts for about 3,000 tonnes, of which 35% is actually garden waste, with recycling and our normal rubbish up by about 18%. But that can't surprise us because we're at home and we're not going out, we're not at work, and so therefore we will be producing more waste.
What kind of problems is that creating, though?
Well, I think what I would say that it provided an opportunity to show how good Surrey is at actually managing the service. We've had 92% of all waste and recycling collections have been collected during this coronavirus, and that's due to the fantastic work by the officers, but particularly the bin men, who really have done a fantastic job. Yes, it's created some issues in ensuring that we can collect this, but we raised to the challenge. And actually, I think Surrey has done a fabulous job in maintaining services to the residents, which really is key to this.
Heard about this awful case about a dead dog being left in rubbish in a bag alongside piles of waste, all dumped at Summersby Lane in Cranley. That was fly tipping. Have you heard more fly tipping? Is that getting worse?
Well, fly tipping overall, since this all started, is actually shown in actual tonnage terms a 13% decrease in actual tonnage. But there has been some increases in number of incidents. But to hear something like that, James, I think is really abhorrent. And I would say to anybody thinking of fly tipping, don't. It's a criminal act. Just keep your rubbish that you want to take to the CRCs at home, in garages if you can, and then just wait until we can reopen the CRCs.
Right. The CRC, that's common parlance is the dump.
Well, you could call it that. I call it community recycling centres.
Fair enough. Okay. Look, Mike, look, a lot of this is stating the blinking obvious, but give us an idea of some of the other things you're trying to get us to do. We've been pretty good, I would guess. Garden waste, what's the advice on that?
Well, what we're suggesting is more and more people to get composting, which is a great thing to do. Many people have been buying the bins that you can get from the Surrey Waste Partnership, and then they can compost it, which is, I think, a great thing to do. But also, what I would say, some other things people can do is reduce the amount of waste. Think about wasting food and not wasting it, and also ensure that you only buy what you actually need. And the other thing, I suppose, and it's really key, is recycle in the right bins and wash the packaging, etc., so we can actually get rid of it properly. And I think the other thing I would say is that these bin men, I think, have done a fabulous job. They're not always recognised, but wasn't it good to see Prince Philip mention them? And I'd say to you, when you see the bin men, just give them a wave and a thank you. And they're people that we don't always thank you, but I think they've done a fabulous job this last few weeks.
Yeah, here. I don't think anyone would dispute that. It's these times, Mike, when we sort of really do appreciate what happens every day that sort of almost just goes on without us even noticing.
I think you're absolutely right. You know, I heard some lovely stories a couple of weeks ago during Easter, where the bin men were left Easter eggs by families. Now, I can remember the day when you always gave the bin men some money at Christmas, but I think some of that's gone by the wayside. And I think what this has demonstrated is a fantastic work the unsung heroes in this country have done. And I think the bin men are certainly one of those groups.
All right, good talking to you, Mike. Let's just quickly end on bonfires. What's your view on those?
We shouldn't be having bonfires, should we? You know, it is a health issue, particularly at the moment with coronavirus. And I would say to anybody thinking of having a bonfire, please don't. It won't help your fellow residents.
All right, Mike, last time we spoke, you revealed that you'd actually had coronavirus. How are you feeling now? How's everything?
Much better now. I would say that it does take a while to get over the end. It's getting your energy back, but I think I'm back now in okay. But thank you for asking. And my thoughts are all those people that have got it, and especially those in hospital, and I hope they do get well.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike Goodman, Surrey's Environment Councillor.